Dobre jutro. It is a great pleasure to be here again. Thank you very much for inviting me. Unfortunately, my Russian is still very poor, so I will speak English. And it is my third time in Moscow. I was here. Thank you. I was here 1 year ago and also took part in a conference. It was June 2013, and I'm very glad that this year I also can visit at your university. Today, Linda in her presentation said that time is very important. So generally, I know that time is passing very quickly. So I will try to speak briefly and go to the most important points. We are talking about social computing, and I would like to say about, generally my title is quite long, yeah? It is the image of the Estonian Reform Party in social and political life as a winning party in the parliamentary electronic elections since 2007 and before the parliamentary elections 2013. Generally, Estonia and issues connected with Estonia are very close to me because I wrote my PhD degree about Russian minority in Estonia, and now I investigate the issues connected with Baltic states and mostly about Estonia and Latvia. Generally, the issues connected with, the issues connected with e-voting systems are in Estonia since 2005, because the year 2005 was the year when the e-voting was introduced. And here in this slide you can see that Estonia is considered to be at the top of 30 states in the world when it comes to internet access, and generally about 78% of population aged between 16 and 74 uses the internet on a basis. And today 1,200 public Wi-Fi networks are registered. Maybe this number is not very impressive, but we have to remember that Estonia is a very small country. Generally, the number of population is less than 1,300,000 people, and the area is 45,000 square kilometers. Yes, so generally very small country. And the Estonia's infrastructure is highly developed. More than 99% of banking transactions are made electronically. Today, 86% of citizens have the electronic ID card, and this electronic ID card enables them to take part in electronic voting and uses electronic system data. And here we can see from the very start, yeah, as I said, 2005, the very first year when the first electronic e-voting system started to work. It was the local elections, and later the first parliamentary elections in Estonia when the system was introduced, 2007. 2009 we had the e-voting system in Estonia twice. I mean European Union Parliament elections and local elections, and the next one, I mean 2011 parliamentary elections again, and last year 2013 local elections, and in May this year 2014 European Parliament elections. Generally, the turnout of those elections showed that at the very beginning people were not very interested in using online system, because during the first elections in 2005, the number of people who chose this way of voting was only less than 2%. It was 1.9. Later we can notice that generally it increased, and in 2007 we had this number that almost doubled, because we had 3.4% of people. And when we go further, we can see that generally every year shows that the number of people who choose e-voting system is bigger. 2009, 0.5, 2009 in June, 14.9, and parliamentary elections in 2011, 15.4. And we have to take a look at this, that generally during the parliamentary elections in 2011, roughly 15.4% of persons with the right to vote via internet, and 24.3% of participating voters gave their vote online. And last year 22%, this year 31%. So it shows that every year the number of inhabitants and citizens of Estonia who decide to use internet voting increases. And here we have the comparison between traditional voting system and electronic voting. So it is this what I have mentioned a while before. We can see it in numbers, yeah, that generally every single year brings a bigger number of people who decide to use internet voting. Generally, this system in Estonia works in such a way that internet voting is organized before the traditional elections, so people can vote today for 7 days. For example, if the traditional elections takes place on Sunday, the online system works from Monday, from the previous week, and it is possible that people who will go to the traditional station pool and want to vote again, even if they voted online, their online vote is cancelled. Yeah. So generally, this what is in paper is more important than this what is done electronically. Now I would like to show that generally the way of online voting system in Estonia historically is very combined with the Estonian Reform Party, because 2005 it is also the year when the Estonian Reform Party has been a part of various coalitions with its leader Andrus Ansip, and it is also the year when Andrus Ansip started to be the Prime Minister of Estonia. Generally, Ansip's government ruled in Estonia for 9 years, and this fact shows that the political course chosen by the Prime Minister was accepted by the society. Andrus Ansip resigned this year. He decided to work in European Union Parliament, and it was the very beginning of March when Andrus Ansip resigned from his office. And now in Estonia, the Estonian people have a very young Prime Minister. He's not older than 35 years old, and generally the Estonian Reform Party hopes that he will be the leader also in the next elections in 2015. And some basic issues connected with the Estonian Reform Party from historical view. So the party has been instituting liberal and pro-free market policy, and it strongly supports to introduce low taxes policy. The party builds its image consequently since first parliamentary elections that they took part in. It was 1995, and in 1999 they lost one seat in Riigikogu, I mean the Estonian parliament, gaining only 18 mandats. And but from this time they are the part of various coalitions. The last point here is that the big coalition was formed with the Center Party, 16 seats in Riigikogu, and in autumn 1995 the Center Party was replaced by the Estonian Reform Party. The parliamentary elections in 2003 and allowed the Estonian Reform Party to be a member of the parliament. But as I said, it was 2005 when Andrus Ansip became the Prime Minister in Estonia. It happened because the previous Prime Minister, Juhan Parts, had to resign because of the consequence of no confidence vote against his Minister of Justice. And it was the reason of his resignation of Juhan Parts, and it was the reason why Andrus Ansip became the Prime Minister of Estonia. Parliamentary elections in 2007, the very first elections when online voting system was introduced, because the previous one was in 2005 was local elections, and those elections showed that generally the number of people who vote online, didn't increase generally the turnout of elections. This what I wanted to say is that even if online system was introduced, and even if Estonian government thought that it will bring people to vote and a bigger number of people will decide to vote, it didn't happen. So still the turnout was at the same level. And here we have information that the winning party in elections with 31 seats in Rigi Kogu, and they created the coalition with Union Pro Partia and Res Publica, and this coalition works till today. The next elections in 2011 also enabled the Reform Party to rule in the government. They even gained more seats, 2 more than in 2007, but still those elections didn't increase the turnout. So even if the online voting was possible, the number of people who took part in these elections wasn't higher. And here we have the words of the Estonian, the then Estonian Prime Minister Andrus Ansip. We have very